Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Grassroots Super Late Model Series presented by Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast. You guys can go and check those great guys over there, AJ, Capola, and all them on anywhere you can find Spotify, all of them, all the things. Go and take a look. Fantastic. Today we are here live from Irwindale Speedway. Brand new series. Going to be a lot of fun here. Really, this is kind of a lot more of a relaxed, kind of chill environment, right? I mean, we have the super intense, truck race we just had last night, right? And then tomorrow we have the big boys in town, the Cup Series at Daytona. But right in the middle here is kind of a nice breather. We can kind of just relax a little bit, chill. It's not as a huge production. I'll be a one-man band tonight, but we're just relaxing. We're having a good time. But I'll tell you what, the boys in the field today, they are not going to be relaxed. They are going to be going for this first ever Grassroots Super Late Series win. And right now it's going to be fun. Right now we're going to have lone qualifying. We're a couple minutes in already. The format for today, we're going to have lone qualifying, and then we're going to have heats. I believe right now we do have enough heats for the entirety of the field. So we're going to have one heat to determine basically the inside row, and then the next heat will determine the outside row. And then after that, we will go straight into the feature race. 100 laps around this half-mile track. Pretty high banked. The outside groove seems to really be the key. I mean, right here you can kind of see it. That white line, the groove is about maybe a car and a half length up. Definitely, a unique situation. We have a couple of hometown guys here. Ryan Dunkelberger, this is his home track. He's going to look to try and secure this first win. And a lot of new guys. I mean, we have, Dante Curtis in the field, Devin Rogers, Jamie Graham, Nicholas Simpson. All these guys are strictly super late drivers. Chris Rabel, excuse me. So a lot of guys that you're not going to be able to see on trucks, on Tuesdays or Cup on Thursdays. Some superstars definitely in the rise, coming up the ranks here in the Super Late Series. So, going to be a great time. Let's go down to the track, see how these guys are doing so far in their qualifying effort. We have Brandon 6 right now in that beautiful 66 machine, Battle Beaver. And so far, Dante Curtis currently sitting on the pole with a blazingly fast lap. Unbelievable so far. The 17.51. Dunkelberger very close behind him. 17.56. What can Brandon 6 do here? Doesn't quite squeak it out. Right now, currently in P3 with a 17.67. Michael Bennett back on track. Or just stopped on track. I don't know if he's pacing himself here or I don't know. Either way, it's pretty funny. Nicholas Simpson, brand new driver. Got that slick black 11 machine. Looking good here. Gonna try and see what he can do. Get those tires warmed up. Taking it kind of slow here. Maybe just kind of getting a feel for the track. Not quite sure what he's doing, but either way, so far rounding out the field. So right now that will be qualifying. These guys all decided to go out early. Interesting. Nice and early. Well, about 5 more minutes left of qualifying. Right now, the drivers' meetings will go on. Usually they have that about 2 to 3 minutes before the actual race starts. But as far as, listen, let's go through the field already. Dante Curtis in P1. Ryan Dunkelberger P2. Brandon 6 in P3. You'll see all these names scroll up on the top of your screen here. Mark Whitley in P4. Rogers P5. Chris Rabel P6. Nick Silver P7. Jamie Graham in P8. Michael Bennett P9. Matt Smith in P10. Nick Biddy 11th. Nicholas Smith in 12th. John Smith, excuse me, in 12th. And then Anthony Williams in 13th. And I believe a couple guys did not qualify. That is super cool. Small field. A lot of guys. We had about 24, 25 drivers sign up for this series. I think a lot of guys, maybe they don't prefer this track. Maybe, although it is kind of an awkward week, right? It's the week after New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, right? It's one of those things. This is one of those series I feel very strongly that it's going to be hard to kind of get off the ground, just because it's not one of those typical leagues you see, in on iRacing or on the service, maybe even in the YouTube world or streaming things like that, right? But I really feel like once this gains some steam, this is going to be a huge series. So going to be awesome. Right now, this is going to be a 10 race season. So we're going to go to all the famous, short tracks. We're going to go to Thompson, Stafford, right here in Irwindale, Five Flags. We're going to hit Lanier, all those tracks that we're going to go to. It's all quarter miles, or quarter miles or half miles, right? And we're going to just duke it out. The idea is that we have, the qualifying and then the heats, in a perfect world. Eventually, once we have a lot of drivers in this field, we'll have heats to, maybe cut people out, right? If we have, 50 drivers trying to get into the feature, we'll have those heats to, to get them sorted out. But right now it's all good. We're chilling. Going to be a fun time. This track is fun. I actually raced it earlier. Last week we had a preseason race here just to kind of get a feel for it. The outside groove is interesting. It's definitely faster. I wouldn't say so much that the banking is progressive, but it is definitely faster, and higher groove is better. It's almost kind of like Thompson in a way. Thompson has that kind of secondary groove, is a bit faster, but here it's a lot smoother of a surface. So it definitely is better gradually, and also pretty fast as well. Tire wear is going to be an issue. So these guys only have one set of tires for the feature race. That's going to be key. These drivers also only get one faster pair. So 100 laps, assuming there's no cautions, can go very, very quick. But that's part of the fun, right? The heats will be 15 laps apiece, assuming we get 2 of them. I believe we will have. There's a chance we get just one, assuming everybody starts and qualifies in this race. So we're getting down to it. We have 1.5 minutes left to go in qualifying. Let's go real quick, do a shout out to our sponsors. We'll be right back for the first heat. Alrighty, folks, and we're back here at Irwindale Speedway for the Grassroots Super Elite Model Series race. First race ever at Irwindale Speedway. I'm pretty excited for this. I cannot wait to see how this actually turns out. Right now, we're going to line up for our first heat of the day. Could possibly be the first heat. No, it is not. We do have 7 drivers in this first heat. Awesome. So, the way this works is the first heat will be... Let me get my information here correctly. The first heat will be these 7 drivers. These guys will basically be, it's basically, a mini race, right? So we're going to have these 7 drivers for 15 laps. If a caution does come out, the caution laps will count. So these guys are going to be going around as fast as they can and trying to get basically up towards the front. Think of it kind of like the Gatorade duels in a way. If you ever watch NASCAR, right? Daytona Speed Weeks, things like that. That's kind of how it is, for us. Eventually, once this series grows, it'll determine, who gets in or out of the feature, right? But in a case like this, we're determining essentially the inside or outside row for the feature, seeing as how everybody will make it in. We're gonna go green right here. All ready. Here we go. Pace car is gonna be pulling in very shortly. These 7 drivers are gonna try everything they can to get up to the front. Because here's the thing, 100 laps is short. You want to start at the very front if you can. It's so hard to pass here. These cars have such huge horsepower, but the grip levels and everything. Right now, we're starting in the afternoon. I mean, this track is hot and slick. This place is not easy. Again, real quick before we go green, huge shout out to Harpoon Design, Young's Auto Center. Again, Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast. Go check them out anywhere you watch podcasts. And here we go. Heat number 1, going green. Oh, real bad restart for the 83. Gets it going though. Not too bad so far. Brandon 6 on the outside. That's definitely the preferable lane here. Gonna get that drive off. Oh no! Dante Curtis down on the apron. Saves it. Does a great job. Into the wall a little bit. Makes a move on Brandon 6 here. Strong move. Great job by Dante there. Kind of lost control of it. Taking the... Oh, this is... Okay, so this is a unique line. This is something he prefers. Interesting. So he knows some things that we don't. He is down here on the line. Very, very curious move on his part. Let's ride on board, see how this actually looks from his perspective. So in turns 1 and 2, he's again, we talked pre-race, up on that higher groove by that white line. Definitely seems to be faster, but down in 3 and 4, really dives down into the apron by the grass. Obviously, that's going to be the shorter way around, but seems to find a lot of that traction. Experience right there showing through for sure. 11 laps to go in this first heat so far. We're clean. Everybody in the back looking pretty good. A lot of great paint schemes. Always love to see a fresh, brand new season. All the brand new paint schemes. Everyone in fresh rides. Looking so great. Harpoon Design does actually a majority of these paint schemes. So go check them out. harpoondesign.com. Fantastic guys. I see a lot of guys bunched up back here. Anthony Williams, Nick Biddy, and Michael Bennett fighting to get into that front row. Doing great so far. Back up front, Dante Curtis putting on an absolute clinic. Awesome job so far. Brandon 6 currently in P2. Don't count this guy out. He definitely is good. Tell you what, in the Cup Series last year, he had, what was it, 6 or 7 or 8 wins. It felt like 10. He did so good. Right now, giving it a shot in the Truck Series and now in the Super Light Series. This man can drive anything, so gonna see how he does here. Nick Silver way up high. Devin Rogers trying that line that Dante's working on. It seems to be working for him a little bit, trying to get past these guys. Let's stick on him just for a second, see how he does here through these corners. Yeah, it dives real down low there by the grass. Definitely makes them ground up on Nick Silver. Great moves. Back in the pack again, Anthony Williams trying to make that move around Nick Biddy. Can't quite do it. Michael Bennett alone and prone right there in P5, but looking good. Everyone's keeping it clean. No one's really, beating and banging. You love to see it. Absolutely great. Back up front, Dante Curtis in the 83 Circuit World. I almost thought it said Circuit City. I'm aging myself right now. That's not, that definitely is not what it says. 4 laps to go here in the first heat. It is, speaking of heat, it is heating up right here for P2. Brandon 6, Nick Silver, teammates. And then Devin Rogers trying to make that line again work down low, but isn't quite getting it done. At least not as effective as Dante is. But it's interesting to see these drivers' lines, right? I mean, these guys are all making this work on the outside in turns 1 and 2. But in 3 and 4, it's a whole different ball game. A lot of different strategies here. Great to see. 2 laps to go in this first heat. This will determine the first inside line for the feature race. Dante Curtis back up front, going to be taking the white flag here. decides to choose the outside lane there. Not really diving into that down low. No need right now with a huge gap. Currently a 1.7 second lead. Great moves here by Dante Curtis. Brand new to the series, brand new to the league. Signed up, and here he is, winning heat number 1. Great job by him. P2 is Brandon 6. P3 is Nick Silver. Awesome job. Devin Rogers in P4. Michael Bennett P5. It was Nick Biddy in P6, and then Anthony Williams P7. Now, just like this. Nice and quick transition. Heat number 2 will go live right now. We don't mess around, folks. It is very, very quick here. Heat number 1 done. Heat number 2 coming up. Love to see it. We're going to get 7 more guys. So half the field is in Heat 1, half the field's in Heat 2. I'll tell you what, this heat is stacked. Ryan Dunkelberger, Mark Whitley, these guys know how to get around this place. Very, very fast. Chris Rabel, again, another short track stud. Just very, very good. I'll tell you what, I love that paint scheme, man. That purple and silver. First time I'm seeing that, I love it. Jamie Graham, again, brand new to the league. Jonathan Smith. These guys are also brand new, but looking very, very good. Loving those paints, looking great. Matt Smith in the back, 54. And then Nicholas Simpson. A lot of newer guys to the league are in this one, but we'll see how this goes. Quick shout out to one of our sponsors, Young's Auto Center. Let's talk about these guys real quick. They are in Dudley, North Carolina. They are at 4172 US Highway 117. Go check them out, guys. YoungsAutoCenter.com. They're a proud member of Team PRP, Premium Recycled Parts. They are one of the largest auto recyclers on East Coast. They ship to all 50 states, and they export. They have 2 other locations, Benson and Spring Lake, North Carolina. Find them on Facebook. Great guys. Here we go. Heat number 2, gonna get going. Ryan Dunkelberger hits the gas, and they are off. So we saw a lot of the strategies in heat number 1 with Dante Curtis taking that out, or that inside lane. So let's see if these guys kind of find out, or see if they're, oh, here we go. Look at these 3 guys. We talked about their experience level, and they're all diving into that apron. So that is the strategy here tonight. That's going to be interesting to see how these guys can handle that in the actual feature race as well. Mark Whitley is not giving up. He is diving real low. Ryan decides not to take the inside lane there like he did the first lap. Interesting. Maybe realizing that the outside lane does give you that momentum out of the corner. So far, a fantastic job for these guys. Awesome job back in the pack. Nicholas Simpson struggling a little bit, but looking pretty good here in the back. Matthew Smith in that Circle B diecast 54 machine, keeping it steady. Jonathan Smith in that 72 Harpoon design machine, looking very good as well. Jamie Graham, 90. Holy City Towing. I'll tell you what, that's a simple scheme, but that is clean, man. Love that. Jonathan Smith, oh, we talked about him, sorry. Chris Rabel, again, we talked about him too, but currently in P3. Great paint scheme here. Mark Whitley not giving up, trying to get that pass around. Ryan Dunkelberg gets a little loose there, maybe, couldn't really tell, but looking sharp in that Harpoon design machine. And then Ryan Dunkelberger, you saw him on the thumbnail for the stream. In P1, that number 26, shiny gold number right there. Can't miss it. So far, so good. Right now, we are at 14 laps to go. Awesome job by these guys. So heat number 1 was 15 laps. For some reason, it feels like the heat number 2 is about 20 laps. Not sure what happened there, but either way, It's all good. Sometimes the little, you know, I don't know, the little issues will come out, but it's all good. We're going to work it out. We're having fun here today. These guys are putting on a show so far. Right now, Mark Whitley losing some steam here. He was trying to get down on that lower apron, but not quite getting it. Ryan's making it work here on the outside groove. Let's ride on board here if we can. See how Ryan's navigating this track here. So on the outside groove, turn 3 and 4. So keeping that same line, right up high. Looking good so far. Having some difficulties with the actual ticker up above, so apologize for that. We're going to try and work that out. It is having some issues. It's all good. We're going to work it out. Either way, right now, Ryan Duckelberger up front. Mark Whitley trying to catch him as best he can. Not quite getting it right now. Awesome job. Mark Whitley back at the pack. How we doing? Matt Smith struggling a little bit. Kind of all by himself out there in the back. Nicholas Simpson. Yeah, quite far out back. Struggling a little bit with this track, it sounds like, but it is not easy out here, folks. I'll tell you that. Jonathan Smith battling right now with Jamie Graham. Doing pretty good. Here we go. A pass. Can he make it stick there on the outside? Looking pretty good. Hold on now. Oh, that is it. So our ticker is completely messed up. Let's see if we can reset that. That was the end. My bad, folks. Ryan Duckelberger did win that heat. Heat number 2. Our system is completely janked. We're going to have a quick 5-minute warm-up. Get these guys going. The grid is set. We'll go through that in just a second. We're going to hit our sponsors real quick. I'm going to try and fix this ticker. We'll be right back. All right, here we go. We are back live. We're warming up right now currently with all these guys getting warmed up real quick before the feature. The ticker might be fixed. I can't make any promises, but right now we're gonna give it a whirl. For some reason it's giving us an issue. I have no idea why. Actually, Heat 1 it worked out fine, and right now we're kind of in shambles. That's usually our key word around here, so Stay patient with us, I guess. I don't know. We'll just go with that. Either way, we're having a good time. Listen, I mean, Chris Rabel right now out front P1. These guys are getting warmed up. We're gonna try and make it work. If the ticker for some reason completely fails on us, we will have to deal with it for now, unfortunately. But we'll make it work. Alrighty, so while they warm up, don't mind me. I'm just trying a couple things here in the background, trying to get this to work for us. Obviously, I want this thing to be completely flawless for the actual race, so trying everything we can here. That's the one thing about technology. Is just you just never know sometimes. Like everything's working perfectly fine, and then all of a sudden it just fails on you for no reason. But it's all good. It is all good. All right, let's try something here. I think we're onto something. I do. I feel pretty confident. Let's load it back up. Okay, here we go. Just pressing a few buttons. Saying a few prayers. Nope, we don't want that. Okay, this looks good so far. So far. Yes, I think we did it. Uh-oh. We did. We did. Okay. Panic no more. Oh, okay. We're good. Listen, I don't know why you guys are freaking out. We're good to go. We are ready to roll here. The feature is set. The grid is all squared away. Let's take a look at the grid actually while we're at it. Before these boys get going here. The grid, here we go. The Grassroots Super Late Model Series presented by Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast. P1 is Dante Curtis. P number 2 is Ryan Duckelberger. P3, Brandon 6. P4, Mark Whitley. P5 is Nick Silver. P6 is Chris Rabel. P7, Devin Rogers. P8 is Jamie Graham. P9, Michael Bennett. P10 is Jonathan Smith. P11, Nick Biddy. P12, Matthew Smith. P14 is Nicholas Simpson. 13 is Anthony Williams. And P14, rounding up the field, Nicholas Simpson. 14 car field, but listen, these boys are going to put on a show. 14 is a lot for a track like this. So it is going to be a lot of fun here. We're going to get going. Grassroots Super Late Model Series, the very first race of the season, the very first race ever for this series. Going to be a lot of fun. The Aerospeed Racing Association is really excited to have this, and we're going to see how this works. Going to be a fun schedule. Starting it off here at Irwindale. We're going to go throughout the country, multiple different tracks. We're going to end at Five Flags, obviously world-renowned track there, so going to be great. All right, we are getting ready. Pace car is pulling off. We're going 100 laps, and that's it. Very simple, very fast. We'll see how these boys do right here. Coming to the green. All stacked up, nice and tight. Green flag is out. Here we go. Great job so far. Oh, one spinner, Dante Curtis. Oh, gets into it. Oh, man, flips over. No, first caution of the day. Our pole sitter. Man, already upside down. Unfortunate. Let's go back and look at that. That's crazy. Turn one. Now we have a double sound effect for replays now. Great. No sarcasm at all on that. Let's take a look here. Ah, so Brandon 6 just kind of gets into him. Hard to really say. I mean, if he just kind of dove in a little too deep, Brandon 6 or what, but man, just didn't quite get in there like you wanted. Nicholas Simpson. Oh man, sending him over. Definitely don't want to see this so early into the race, and we know Dante Curtis is really fast. But again, hey, listen, brand new series, a lot of new talent in this series, so we do give these drivers that first fast repair. You know, obviously in cases like this, right, we don't want to see somebody's race get ruined so quick for such a new series. So he's going to be able to go to the pits, get that fast repair, and off he goes. So, but man, that is so unfortunate so early into this thing. Unfortunately, with that tow, that will take him some time to get back up and running in that fast repair done. So he might go a few laps down here, but if we get more cautions, he'll get it right back with the lucky dogs and whatnot. So either way, we're under caution. Our first caution of the day on lap 3. Big mess right there, but all good. We're gonna get back to it. Lap number 5. I'll tell you what, a lot of guys here, you know, 14 drivers around a mile and a half, or excuse me, a half-mile track. There's plenty of room. This track actually is pretty wide, from what I noticed in the pre-race and in you know, driving some laps myself. So overall, it's not difficult to drive here. I would say it's probably going to be one of our easier ones. It's hard to pass, I will say that, but it's not going to be necessarily difficult to navigate. So that kind of an incident on lap 1 does shock me, but it's all good. Hey, we're here, we're all learning, we're having fun, at least I am. So it's all good. Pace car gonna be turning off here in just a second. There it is. Ryan Dunkelberger choosing the outside lane here, gonna be giving us the green flag to get this race underway, and here we go. Coming to the green, launches, get a great launch here. No restart zone in the super late model series, so these guys, these leaders can kind of go whenever they want in that restart zone box. That restart zone's great for Cup Series and Truck Series, but for super late, it kind of restricts them, so we kind of let them go. Right now, really good field right here. A lot of these guys, those guys, again, Chris Rabel choosing that inside lane, way inside by the grass. Big moves right here. Nick Silver trying to make a move on the inside. Can't quite get it right there, but chooses the inside. Great stuff. Nick Silver making the move on the inside. Can't quite get it. You're seeing that the outside lane does get a great run on exit. So this inside lane, it's like, the more I'm watching it, the more I'm like, I don't quite know that it's working out that well, but we'll see how this race goes, especially on long runs, older tires. That could definitely change things up. Get a good view up here. Let's actually ride on board with Nick Silver, try and see how this looks from his angle. I mean, even right now in turn 1 and 2, he's definitely way down low, but you're seeing, you know, right outside, Brandon 6 gets a huge run right there. 71 car gets a big run, but right here they're diving in so low. They're not really getting the bite that they want off the corner. Jonathan Smith here trying to catch up to these guys. Side-by-side action always leads to the car behind catching up. So we will see how they do there. Bunch of guys in the back. Jamie, ooh, some damage there. Decided not to repair that after that big contact on lap 1 and 2, but all good. Saving that fast repair, probably a smart move actually. Anthony Williams, man, this dude's paint schemes are always fire. Look at this thing. You cannot miss that that car on track. You'd love to see it. Right now, currently in P12, holding pretty steady. Nicholas Simpson struggling a little bit, but out back, car doesn't look too bad. Oh, never mind. The front's pretty beat up. Dante Curtis back on track. See if we can find out how many laps down he is. I don't believe he's down many. Looks like he may be 13 laps down. I could be wrong here, but we'll find out real quick. Okay, 3 laps down. So 3 laps down. If we get more cautions, he'll be the lucky dog every time. So that's going to be an ongoing story as this feature goes on. I mean, our pole sitter, obviously the fastest guy on the track. Unfortunate wreck on that first lap involving him and Brandon 6, but can he make it up? We will absolutely see. This man is fast. Back up front, Ryan Dunkelberger, currently in P1. Mark Whitley is not going away. We saw this in the second heat. Mark Whitley was right next to him. He's trying something else here now. It seems like his lane is going a little higher. So very curious there for sure. I heard a car smack off the wall, and I thought that was going to be a caution, but I don't see anything much back here. Michael Bennett having a comfortable race so far. I mean, his heat kind of looked just like this. He wasn't really, you know, had a pretty big gap in front of him and then also behind him, but he's keeping the nose clean, and that might be what it takes. And honestly, again, this man, he knows how to get these things done right. He's used to super lates in the New England area. Again, tire wear could be massive, right? So laying low, keeping those tires, you know, cooled down and not heated up and worn off. That could be the play here. So good move for him for sure so far. Nick Biddy out back in that 32 machine, looking pretty good. Great run so far. Matt Smith, brand new to super lates. This is a man, season 1 champion of the Wheels America Cup Series. So trying out some different things. Has some right front nose damage, I'm noticing. It's not too crazy, but has some right there. We're going to try and see how we can do here in the Super Late Series. Jamie Graham, again, that nose damage isn't super bad, but obviously choosing to not come down to pit. In that Holy City towing machine. Great job. Back up front, Mark Whitley. Losing some ground just a little bit, not really gaining that speed that Dunkelberger has. But he is not going to win for sure. This is a long race. Brandon 6. That back of the pack's heating up. Chris Rabel is staying in third. He's not really catching Whitley, but he is definitely making it work right there. This pack I want to focus on for just a second. These guys are heating up. Nick Silver is trying to get around Devin Rogers. Nick has kind of changed his tune. He's decided to go back up high. He's not following that inside line anymore in 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 as we were seeing. So I'm going to try and see here if he can actually make this work. So far it seems like he's gaining on him. He just can't quite pass him. He does seem faster. This track is not easy to pass. So far, fantastic job by these guys. Oh boy! He wants the outside groove. Let's ride on board. Let's try and see how close to this wall can he get. He is right here. Oh, what's he gonna do? Whoa! Almost missed the tire barrier. Great job. Bouncing off the wall. Mark Whitley right there might have bounced off the walls. Go back and take a look. That seemed like he was... Saw some spark coming off that real quick, but looks like he might be okay. Looking pretty good. Well, we are on lap 28 of 100. And so far we've only had 1 caution, which is a great start for this series. Ryan Dunkelberger is currently in P1. P2 is Mark Whitley. Mark Whitley seems to be catching up just a little bit right here. He was about 1.5 seconds back, but currently it is about 4/10. So That lead is shrinking very slowly. But this pack right here, Nick is not going away. He is right here in the back of Devin Rogers. He just wants that outside line because it's just so hard to pass here. Later in this race, I've got a feeling we're going to see these guys getting moved. But back at the pack, we're starting to see lead lap cars starting to creep up. Not quite yet, but they are getting up there. Jimmy Graham, this back of the pack, you cannot forget about. They're racing for points. Points are going to be huge in this season because it is not like, Cup Series or Truck Series, right? It is completely based on overall, traditional points, right? So the points you accrue the entire season, that's who becomes champion. And you do get points in the heats. So the heats were very important to get as high as you can. Ooh, right now Nick Simpson and Nick Biddy kind of getting involved right there. Nick Simpson is really off the pace here, into the wall. Car pretty beat up. Let's take a ride on board, see if he's struggling a little bit in that car. He's got some damage, but just doesn't look comfortable. Can't really tell if the car is just so beat up he can't really drive it or what, but this car looks very, very tight. Turning the wheel really hard, but the car's not turning at all, so struggling for sure here. Hopefully he can keep it on the track and keep it going here pretty straight. Back up front, Ryan Duggelberger not moving an inch. Looking pretty good. Consistency is key. Lap 36, we're not even halfway yet, but so far so good. We might be doing a hot dog break. I know that sounds like a funny term, but the super late model experts will tell me that means that if there's either no or minimal cautions in the first half of the race, they'll throw a caution at the halfway point so that drivers can change tires and things like that. So we will see if that comes down to play in this race today. We'll see what race control deems in that regard. But right now, back at the pack, Nick Silver still trying to make that move. Actually, and Jonathan Smith here, he's trying something different. We saw him kind of a second ago just not necessarily riding behind Nick Silver, but he's trying to do different things. And had some steam right there, but didn't quite get it. But these guys so far looking really, really good. Love it. All these cars are spread out. Ooh, hold on. 71 gets into the wall right here. This might be the move that Nick needs to get around him. Not quite. Very, very close, but not quite for that 9 of Bowie Esports machine. Back in the pack, Jamie Graham, P10, trying to get around. Ooh, Nick Biddy makes it on the inside. Great move right here, but Nick Biddy gets into him. Maybe some displeasure there, but Matt Smith right behind him, gonna get past him on the inside, maybe. Dives it in, can he get off? Can't quite clear up Biddy. Ooh, Matt Smith doors him. Tough move right there. Clears him, he is good to go. This is one of those tracks where you're gonna have to slide job it, right? Like if you're gonna pass him on the inside, you gotta dive it in real deep and then gas it off and hope you get in front of the guy coming up on the outside. Not easy for sure. No changes up front, but Chris Rabel does look to be gaining Mark Whitley just a little bit. Mark is starting to climb the groove just a little bit. There might be some more grip there. These cars might be getting tight. Look how high he is in the wall. He is up against it. Let's ride on board here. Not so much necessarily in turn 1 and 2, but 3 and 4, man. He was right up there. Let's take a look. Ooh! About to get that Darlington stripe here at Irwindale. Man, Nick Simpson right now. Still struggling, but the leaders are passing him. He is staying down low. Great maneuver by Nick Simpson. A lot of respect being shown right here. Tries to get a better angle here on the inside in front of Brandon 6. Yeah, Nick's trying to do all he can to stay down low. When it comes to lap down cars, you gotta just stay predictable. That's the one thing that that can definitely be difficult. But Chris Rabel, he's trying that inside lane, man. He is trying everything he can. Quick update on Dante Curtis. We saw him get involved in that P1 incident. Unfortunate wreck involving Brandon 6, our pole sitter. But right here, currently still 3 laps down. So unfortunate. We have a caution on the track. Let's take a look. We missed it. Devin Rogers crashed. Oh, man. Him and Nick Silver were battling the entire time. Let's go back and take a look. We were talking about Dante Curtis at the time, but we'll get back to that in just a second. Try and get a good angle here. Okay. Oh, man. So Nicholas Smith, or Simpson, excuse me, Nicholas Simpson. We saw him a second ago, just struggling to kind of keep the car down low. And okay, so let's take a look at what really happened here. We'll try to back this up just a little bit. I mean, we saw Nicholas Simpson having a bit of a problem there on the getting around the track. Let's see if we can just get a glimpse of what actually might have happened here. It might have gone way too far. Let's take a look. Okay, let's see if we can get a better angle of this. Okay, we are trying to find it. Okay, it'll be around here. Ooh, man, hold on now. Okay, through the power of rewind, let's take a look what happened here. So Simpson just kind of, he just kind of turns right into the corner. I'm not sure what happened there, but just got right into the wall. I'm not sure if he had a puncture or if the car was just, I mean, it's just so tough to tell. We'll ride on board real fast and see what we can find out. That's really unfortunate for these guys who are battling here on the lead lap. You hate to see it. Let's try and watch this in full time here, see what we can figure out. Oh man, he is full lock. The car just could not turn and crashed right into the wall. So, man, you hate to see it. I know I keep saying that, but that's you just don't want to see that. So that's what happened. It is caution number 2 on lap 52. Right now, it looks like the boys did pit. Again, we do apologize for missing that portion of it, but we needed to see what was going on there. But a lot of guys pit. 4 tires probably got put on. In future races, we will get better at taking a look at pit cycles and whatnot. Either way, 4 fresh tires. Mark Whitley, here he comes. Now the leader of this race. Let's see what they can do. Mark Whitley tried everything he could to stay close to Ryan Dunkelberger, but now finds himself in that P1 spot. So we're going to see what these boys have. We are under halfway at this point. Brandon 6 trying to make a huge dive down low. Great run so far. Dunkelberger trying to make it too. Oh, hold on now. That's a great move by Dunkelberger. You can tell that that 26 is faster. He just has to get back around on the clean air. Even on short tracks, matters a lot. This is Ryan Dunkelberger's home track, Irwindale, California. So he would love to get the first win here in the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast, Grassroots Super Late Model Series. Wow, say that 3 times fast. That's a lot. Real quick, back in the pack. Jonathan Smith making a move around Matt Smith. Great job here. Ryan might be trying to make a move here. He's down low. Can he do it? Not quite. Yeah, that outside lane just gets so much momentum on the exit of the corner. Great job by these guys. Ooh, had a great exit. Ooh, that's real low here on the apron. Can he get that momentum and slide job it up? Ooh, maybe. What's he gonna do here? Drifts up, drifts up. Almost gets into the side of him. He's trying. He is trying right now. Ah! Side by side action. Trying to make the pass, but yeah, Mark Whitley just on the outside just gets that run. Further back, Matt Smith and Nick Biddy starting to heat up back in the about 5th place. These guys, Nick's over here trying to get back up to the front. Lucky for Devin Rogers. His car looks pretty good. Might have used that fast repair on that caution. Either way, he's back up and running. Real quick, Dante Curtis, just to cover him. Unfortunately, he's 2 laps down, so he definitely has potential to get back on right now. If we get some more cautions, he's right there. So not the outing he looked to get for the first race. You know, a bad first impression, I guess you could probably say. But unfortunately, these things happen. Hard racing. You know, a lot of guys just ready to go, but I'll tell you what, this man is going to be someone to probably fear in these remaining races. He's going to be winning, I'm sure, a handful of races. Mark Whitley still up front. Ryan Dunkelberger trying everything he can to make this happen on lap 64. Oh, almost has it. Oh, didn't quite get it right there. He's going to have to just completely send it. I mean, earlier when I was saying it's hard to pass, I wasn't kidding. It is very hard to pass here. He gets a great run here. So Nick Simpson, 4 laps down, is approaching these guys. Or I guess they are approaching him. So we'll see if that becomes a factor here, but definitely tough for these guys. Ryan is not giving this up. Let's ride on board Dunkelberger. Let's see what he's trying to do here to try and navigate this. Mark is just getting all the momentum and the speed off of the corner. Ryan can get in pretty hard, but Mark gets it off really well. Ryan in the middle of the corner seems pretty strong there. They're even. Nick Simpson's got to get out of the way. Great job by him. Oh, they touch. Man, this is a battle. Great job. And Brandon 6, I mean, right behind him. You know, these guys are battling tooth and nail. You'd expect that 6 is going to be catching up pretty quick while they battle, but you don't really see it. We saw him a second ago right there get loose off the corner, recollected himself. Can't quite make it work right there. But again, you know, if you're Brandon 6, if you're in that 3rd position, I mean, do you let these guys up front just completely blow their tires away? You know, and then the last 10 laps, do you try and go for the win? If I'm Brandon 6, I'm kind of loving what they're doing up front. You know, battling hard, burning up the rubber. That could be the strat. Chris Rabel right here in the 29 machine. Century. Sponsored. Right now, Dunkelberger way down low. Man, this battle is just not ending. It is so good. Hey, great insight from the chat, thinking that Mark might have taken 2 tires. That's actually a very smart move to get out front of Ryan Dunkelberger. Ryan probably took 4. You know, and then obviously all the leaders took 4, right? Mark maybe taking 2 to see how it works. And so far, it is panning out because Ryan cannot get around him. As long as Mark holds that outside lane, I can't see Dunkelberger making this pass. Unless he moves him. We are not, oh, here it is! He spins him! Mark Whitley goes around with 25 laps to go. Man, I'm sure that was some netcode. For those of you who watched the truck race last night, you'll understand that joke. Oh man, okay, let's take a look at this. Big moment right here. And Mark's not going to have those right front tires to put on, so that's unfortunate. Let's go back here and take a look. I mean, I said he took him out, really. I mean, they kind of doored each other, I guess, but we'll find out right here. Let's go back. Okay, so let's get a good angle. Maybe, I don't know, anything here. You know, let's go blimp. Here we go. This will be the telltale. Okay, so we saw these guys. I mean, we saw Ryan the lap before trying to make this pass on the inside. He didn't go the apron route this time around, so that's interesting. But right now, he's trying to almost take the upper lane from, like, away from Mark. So Ryan can almost run the identical line and kind of push Mark up against the wall. But Mark here, yeah, you know what? I don't know that this is a tough call. I mean, that's tough. I mean, for me, it's like Mark got real high right there. And then when he tries to go, you know, tries to match Ryan, goes around. I mean, if I'm race control, I don't know how you call this, but that definitely is difficult. I see why Ryan was choosing that line to try and maybe, you know, try and match Whitley's groove right there. But man, that's tough. See if we can get one more better angle here. Not the biggest fan of rewinding like that, but let's try and get. I mean, Ryan does come up, to be fair. So Ryan is coming up. You can see by the white stripes on the track. So, I mean, based off of that, that's tough. I mean, you know, does Ryan come up or does Mark get loose? I mean, it's tough for me to say. Race control will obviously have to make a decision with that potentially even in the post race. But for me, that's a tough call. Folks in the chat, let me know what you guys think. I am curious to know what you think happened there. Is that Mark's fault or is that Ryan's fault? Either way, we're already back green. Woo! Wasted no time. I have to be much faster on the replays right there. I forget this is a half mile track. Oh, good. Ryan Dunkelberger back up front. Listen, folks, we're new to this, okay? This isn't the truck series or cup series where cautions last half an hour. These are quick. Everything is quick about this, so we're gonna get better next week. Okay, Ryan Dunkelberger back up front, looking pretty good. Brandon 6 in P2, trying to make this. Yellow flag is out again. Back out front. What is going on? Oh my, Jonathan Smith here. What happened here? Let's take a look. Big wreck, it sounds like. Big. Whoa, okay, hold on. We need a better angle. Hold on now. Chopper? Are we going chopper this time? We are. All right, let's go rewind. We're obviously super professional around here, as you can tell. All right. Tough racing. I mean, I agree, man. Tough racing. The 90 gets into, well, not really gets into the 71, but he's there. 72 is down low. 90's coming down. Okay, so 90. Oh, okay. Yeah, they're kind of going for the same spot. 90 comes down. 72 comes up a little bit, I guess. Oh, man, collects the 72 right there. That's rough. That's a hard deal. Oh, man, Ooh, what a move. Great job there by Biddy to avoid that, but Matt Smith has nowhere to go. Oh, no. Anthony Williams right here. Oh, man, he just... Look at that. 72 just... Those guys just whiz right by him. Unfortunate. But hey, things are heating up. 15 laps to go. Yellow flag is out. Coming out of the pits. Probably used that fast repair. Obviously he did. His car looks nice and shiny and brand new, so nice and easy. Here we go. So Dante Curtis. Is he back on the lead lap? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Dante Curtis, our pole setter, is back on the lead lap. This is dangerous for these gentlemen, I feel like. He was 4 laps down at one point, and, 3 laps down from that lap 2 incident, and now finds himself back on the lead lap with 14 laps to go. Interesting for sure. We'll see if we can navigate through this pack. If we can get anywhere close to the front, he's going to be a, for sure, threat to Dunkelberger up here and Brandon 6. Mark Whitley, after that spin right there, currently going to be in P8. So, I mean, obviously we know he's fast, so we're going to see him probably cruise through this field. But we have 2 really, really fast drivers here, about mid and back pack. So these last 13 laps could be insane. All right, we're not messing around. 13 laps to go for the first ever Grassroots Super Late Series. Here we go. Green flag is out. Ryan Dunkelberger leads him back to the green flag. We're going 3 wide here in the back. Woo, hold on now. Great racing so far. Oh no, Anthony Williams. Boom. Hold on to it. Keep it straight. Come on. Okay. Keep it straight. Nice job, Anthony. Great job. Unfortunate, but awesome job by keeping it straight. Ryan Dunkelberger not giving up. Still up front. Nick Silver, where do you come from? Back up front in P2. Awesome job by him. Brandon 6 losing a lot of spots right now. Not sure what's going on there with him, but on that down low, that's not going to work. Chris Rabel making the pass. Devin Rogers getting around. Mark Whitley not too far back. 10 laps to go. Dante Curtis, let's watch him. Almost 3 wide right there. He's on the inside. It's not where he wants to be, I'm sure, but trying to make it around these guys in the back of the pack. Gets around it. Makes the pass on the inside. That just shows the speed right there, folks. So quick. Trying desperately to get back to the front. Huge rebound race for him. Awesome job. 8 laps to go. Rabel trying to do anything he can right now. Going down on the inside. Just trying to catch up. That's all you can do. Awesome job. Nick Silver is closing in. He was 0.4 a second ago. Now he's a 1/10.5. Caution is out. Our 5th caution of the night. What happened here? Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Uh-oh. Hold on now. I'm guessing it's... Oh, Michael Bennett. Ooh! Nick Beatty getting into each other. You can tell Mike was just trying to take that low line, come up in the high groove, and see if he can kind of pull off that slide job or something similar, but couldn't quite make it work. Tough driving, aggressive driving, but brings out our 5th caution of the day with 6 laps to go. So, or 5 laps to go now. Very, very interesting. One thing about this series that we do, actually across all of our series, we have one green-white checkered finish. So if this does go into overtime, they will get one more shot at the restart. Typically, you see that obviously in like a, truck or NASCAR style Cup series, but we did implement that as well into this short track series, just because. Obviously, it'll be a lot more fun, and it'll be pretty cool. So these boys are going to get at least one more restart. We might be able to sneak in 2 here. We'll see how this goes. But either way, we are coming down to the end of this thing. So good. Real quick, let's give a quick shout out to our sponsors, Harpoon Design. We'll be right back. Alrighty, we're lined up. We're gonna have 2 laps to go. Assuming this is the last restart, we'll have 2 laps to go. What can these boys do? Ryan Dunkelberger takes it off. Here they go. 2 laps to decide this thing. We are 3 wide in the back. Mark Whitley trying to make it move here. Devin Rogers making a great move. 1 lap to go at Irwindale for the Grassroots Super Late Series. Dante Curtis making a lot of moves here in the back. Great job. And that is it. Ryan Dunkelberger will win the first ever race for the Grassroots Super Late Model Series. Awesome, awesome job. Awesome job. Nick Silver is in P2, Chris Rabel P3, Devin Rogers P4, Mark Whitley P5. Dante Curtis bounced back from just a crazy race, early wreck for a P6, really solid. Jamie Graham in P7, Jonathan Smith P8, Brandon 6 P9, Nick Biddy P10, Michael Bennett P11, Matt Smith in P12, Anthony Williams P13, and Nicholas Simpson in P14. Ryan Dunkelberger on the thumbnail. His home track is tonight's winner. Folks, if you liked what you saw today, I ask kindly that you like, subscribe to the channel. We're going to be doing a lot of racing over the next 6 months. Especially in this series, in our truck series on Tuesday nights, and our Cup series. Speaking of our Cup series, do not miss tomorrow night's huge season 4 opening race from Daytona for the Wheels of America Cup series. It's going to be ridiculous. Right here on this channel, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's go talk to Ryan Dunkelberger real quick. Get that man in here. Let's go get him. Actually, folks, while we go, before we get to him, let's do a quick commercial break. Thanks to our sponsors. Again, we can't do this obviously without them. So, real quick, let's shout out to them. We'll talk to the top 3 if we can, but we'll definitely at least talk to Ryan Dunkelberger, our winner. We'll be right back, folks. All right, and just like that, that is the end of the first ever Grassroots Super Late Model Series race season one, opening race here at Irwindale. Let's real quick. We'll go 3-1 today. Nice and fun. Let's bring Chris Rabel down here. All right, 29 machine of Chris Rabel, man. Hey, top 3 podium finish, P3, man. How do you feel today? Awesome race, but great paint scheme too, by the way.
Appreciate it, man. Feels amazing. Yeah. First of all, thank my sponsor, Century Communities and Boosted. Without them, I wouldn't be here. But man, this car is so much fun. This track is a lot of fun. Figured out the bottom in 3 and 4 in practice, and once you hit that right coming off at turn 4, you just feel it, and the car feels amazing. Was a little bit worried where I started. Started P6. I was a little bit worried that I wouldn't be able to get down to the bottom. I knew I was fast there, but it worked out in the end, and somehow came home P3.
Love that. Yeah, real quick, talk about that, because we saw that in the race, right? In the heats, especially, where in 1 and 2 they were like, you guys were like up high, kind of around the wall, almost a couple lanes up. But then in 3 and 4, you guys were diving real down low back to the grass. Is that like the faster line, or is that, explain that?
To me, it felt faster. I was just telling the guys that if I hit that line just right on the money within an inch, I'm at least a tenth and a half faster than everybody running the top, even on old tires.
Huh.
So I don't know if it's just because the apex is so far down in the corner that you can just get down there so quickly and you kind of make up for the lack of speed up off. I don't know what it is, but it's kind of something unique to this track for sure.
Love that, man. Hey, congratulations on the P3. Give us a shout out, any sponsors. But great job, man.
Yeah, for sure. Keeping it real. Bowie Esports, amazing partner, Century Communities, Boosted Media, Southern Creek Clothing Company. Without them, I wouldn't be here. So appreciate it.
Awesome job, man. We will see you next week.
Thanks, guys.
Alrighty, moving in back to the waiting room here. We'll bring in number 9. Nick Silver in the number 9 machine. Dude, how you doing today, man? P2, awesome run. Tell us how you're feeling.
I'm feeling pretty good. Didn't think I'd be finishing second, so can't complain about that.
Awesome. I mean, so talk to us about the track. I mean, obviously, like the racing itself, right? It was pretty intense. We saw a lot of that. But, I mean, you were battling, like Devin Rogers quite a bit, trying to get around him. Just explain how difficult the passing was today, because it seems like the high line was really the king.
Yeah, it was pretty much impossible to pass. I mean, once you could do it on the restart, if you caught a break going way down on the apron, and if you caught a hole, coming back off the corner. But once the run got going, you were pretty much stuck right behind that guy unless you roughed him up. And I mean, I bumped him a little bit, but I was trying not to wreck him to get the spot. So it was all about positioning on the restart and what you could get then.
Love that, man. Hey, so obviously, again, huge P2 position. Talk to us about next week. Next week is going to be New Smyrna. I'm not sure if you have any familiarity with that, but if you do, talk us about that track and what you expect.
Well, I just know I raced in the trucks there like a couple years ago. Don't remember how it went, so
perfect.
It'll be a surprise, I guess. Hopefully it'll be a little more passing opportunity than this race, but
true.
We'll see what happens.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, congratulations again on the P2. Give a shout out to any sponsors, and we'll see you next week.
Just gotta give a shout out to everyone at Bowie Esports. Congrats to my teammate Ryan Dunkelberger on the win. It's kind of his home track, so I know he was really wanting to get it. So good for him. And hi to my mom and dad watching at home.
Love that. Congratulations, man. We'll see you next week.
See ya.
Alrighty, awesome job of these guys. Let's bring in our winner, Ryan Dunkelberger, in the 26. Let's get him in here. Ryan Dunkelberger, hometown hero and thumbnail hero for the stream today.
Whoa.
Man, how you feeling today, dude? Big P1 win.
Man, if I would have done it cleaner, I think I would have felt a little bit better about it. But yeah, nonetheless, a good win. Felt like I was pretty dominant. Felt good. I mean, this is my home track. I grew up here. My whole childhood basically exists here. So I kind of expected to do pretty well.
So you've already kind of alluded to it, but talk us about that incident with Mark Whitley. I mean, what happened there?
Yeah, so I didn't think I had a good run down the backstretch, the corner before it happened. Seemed like he kind of checked up a little bit earlier to kind of rotate the middle a little bit better, and maybe gotten the brakes a little bit longer towards the middle. But I think he just wanted to come back down the hill, and I thought he would drive a little bit straighter, farther up the track, and I completely misjudged where he was, and basically ran him over. It sucks that these cars are so light when you hit each other. I feel like if that was in real life, it wouldn't have happened, but nonetheless, it did. It wasn't clean, but I had to be running down there because I was just so much faster on 4 tires and he was on 2, and I couldn't really do much when I was sitting right on his bumper.
Yeah, and also too, I mean, like the passing, obviously tonight we heard it from Nick Silver, right? It seemed really, really tough. I mean, the outside lane obviously seemed to be the king, right there. We talked about, Chris Rabel mentioned the inside lane, by the apron in 3 and 4. Is it really this hard to pass, or was it just? I mean, what was it?
On the difference of tires, it wasn't. When Whitley was on 2 and I was on 4, I was honestly kind of just saving my stuff because I knew eventually he would fall off much quicker than I would. I felt like I was in a good position and I wasn't trying to make a ton of moves. I was trying to get under him, but like I said, I had to. I was just so much quicker
Yeah.
in those first 15 laps, where if I ran behind his bumper, he would have been wrecked turn 1, turn 2, anywhere. I mean, I just couldn't run behind him. But yeah, it was really hard. We saw it in the heat. The first one, I felt like the bottom was almost going to dominate. That's kind of how it works here in real life. You can see guys run the bottom and be really quick.
Okay.
But it wasn't the case. I stuck to the top this whole event. I mean, that's what I know here, and I guess it works.
Love that, man. Well, hey, next week, actually in 2 weeks, this is an every other week series. So in 2 weeks, we're going to go to New Smyrna. How do you feel about that track? What are your chances?
It's not my best track. I really dominated some of these half-mile stuff. Anything 3/8 and above. That is a 3/8, I believe. I feel okay. Probably jump in some practice sessions and get used to it. But yeah, I mean, I'm comfortable in the super lates. It's what I know the best here.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, congratulations on the win, the first ever win for the Grassroots series. Give us your shout out to any sponsors, and we'll see you in 2 weeks, man.
Yeah, I just want to thank Mike Collado at Central Valley Auto Body for putting his name on the car. Bowie Esports, all the guys there, they do a ton of help in all the series we have here. But yeah, that's about it.
Awesome, man. Well, right there, Ryan Duckelberger, your winner of today's Grassroots series, the first ever here at Irwindale and in the league. Again, congratulations to him. Again, we talked about it. In 2 weeks, we're going to New Smyrna. Awesome track. A lot shorter than this one, but it's going to be a lot more intense. I think we're going to be getting a lot more guys too. Tonight we hit 14 drivers. Good turnout for the first series, first ever race for us. But we have 25 drivers signed up. So definitely expect as the season goes on, we're going to get more and more drivers involved in this, and going to be a lot more intense. But overall, the racing today was great. A lot of fun. First race for us, and it's only going to get better from here, folks. So if you liked what you saw today, if you had fun, give the stream a like, give our channel, the Wheels America Network, Racing Network, subscribe. We really appreciate it. Hit all the buttons, I always like to say, jokingly, but hey, listen, at the end of the day, we're having fun. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. We will see you in 2 weeks for New Smyrna, but more importantly, do not miss tomorrow night's Wheels America Cup Series Season 4 opener at Daytona. We have 43 drivers at least. We might have 45. Okay, I'm just saying it. We might have 45, but we have at least 43 drivers going to be trying to vie for that Daytona championship and lock themselves into the playoffs right from the get-go. It's going to be our biggest race we've ever had, and it's going to be absolutely incredible. If yesterday was any indication, our Truck Series opener at Daytona, I'll tell you what, tomorrow is going to be just through the roof. The hype has been just extended throughout the league, and everybody is super pumped for it. So do not miss that. But guys, we'll see you back in 2 weeks. New Smyrna here tomorrow night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in this channel. We'll see you guys later. later on. Have a good night, and God bless.